Hello students. In the previous lecture, we had started learning about the vector product of vectors. So now we know that if A bar and B bar are two vectors, then their vector product, that is their cross product, is given as A cross B is equal to mod A mod B sine theta into n cap, where theta is the angle between the two vectors and n cap is a unit vector perpendicular to both A bar and B bar. We also know that the vector product is a vector actually. Then we have learned that the vector product is not commutative. Okay, B cross A is equal to actually minus A cross B. It is not equal to A cross B, but it is equal to minus A cross B. Again, the reason I have told you already in the previous lecture. Thirdly, we are going to keep in mind that if A cross B is equal to C, then this vector, that is C bar, is perpendicular to both A bar and B bar. So C bar is perpendicular to the plane of A bar and B bar. Okay. Now we go on to the next property. What is the magnitude of A bar cross B bar? See, A bar cross B bar is a vector. So it has a magnitude which is given as mod A bar cross B bar, which is mod A mod B into sine theta. Okay, because n cap is a scalar. Mod n cap is 1. N cap is a unit vector. So mod n cap is going to be 1. And that is why we get the magnitude of A bar cross B bar as this way. Then the next property, that is the fifth one. Suppose A bar and B bar are parallel to each other. Okay, so if A bar is parallel to B bar, then the angle between them is going to be 0 degree. So theta is 0 and therefore sine theta is equal to 0. Okay, sine theta is sine 0, which is going to be 0. And therefore A bar cross B bar would be mod A mod B sine 0 into n cap, which is going to be 0 because sine 0 is 0. That means if the cross product is 0, if two vectors are parallel to each other, then their cross product is going to be 0. Now this is one important property which will come in useful for sums actually. Now what about the converse? Converse is, suppose the cross product is 0. Suppose if A bar cross B bar is equal to 0, then are they parallel to each other? Okay, that is a converse. Now suppose A bar and B bar are 0. In that case, either A bar is equal to 0 or B bar is equal to 0 or sine theta is equal to 0. That is, theta is equal to 0 in this case. So any one of these possibilities are there. So we say that for non-zero vectors A bar and B bar, if their cross product is 0, then it means that A bar is parallel to B bar. Then with respect to the next property that is there, suppose now we take the unit vectors along the x, y and z axis. That is, we consider these unit vectors, that is I cap, j cap and k cap. Okay, since they are mutually perpendicular to each other. Okay, these are vectors along the x, y and z axis respectively. That means they are mutually perpendicular to each other. And therefore we have I cap cross I cap. I cross I is equal to 0 because every vector is parallel to itself and parallel vectors have the cross product as 0. Therefore I cross I will be 0. Similarly j cross j and also k cross k is going to be 0. So this we keep in mind. Similarly, now what about I cross j? Okay, j cross k and k cross I. Now consider this diagram. Say we have over here, let me write I like this. Then going in the anti-clockwise direction, j comes here and again here k. Okay. Now in this case, anti-clockwise means positive. The angle is positive. Okay, anti-clockwise means the vector is also positive we are considering. So I cross j, when we go from I to j, we are going to get k. So I cross j is going to give us k. So in this particular direction, I cross j is going to give us k, that is it. In the same way, k cross I is going to give us j, and j cross k is going to give us I. Okay, so in this way we get these values actually. That is I cross j is k, j cross k is I, and k cross I is going to be j. Now what about the reverse? That is j cross I. Now we know that with respect to vectors, direction is very important in the cross product. So when we reverse the direction, sign changes because now we proceed in the clockwise direction. Okay, so j cross I becomes clockwise like this way. In the same way, you can consider the other vectors also. So as a result, we have j cross I is equal to minus k. Similarly, k cross j is going to be minus I, and I cross k is going to be minus j. Okay, so again this you are supposed to keep in mind. Now going further, coming to the next property. Now so far we have discussed about various properties of vectors, but then we have not got any practical method of solving what exactly is the value of a cross b. Okay, we can solve a cross b until now. Up till now we can solve this value a cross b we can find only if we know these values, isn't it? If we know mod a, mod b, if it is given to us, theta has to be given to us, and also n cap has to be given. Only then can we get the answer for a cross b. Now here I explain to you a more practical method of finding the cross product of vectors. Now suppose if a bar is equal to these, this particular value, that is a1i plus a2j plus a3k. Similarly, b bar is given as b1i plus b2j plus b3k. Okay, then what about a bar cross b bar? Okay, we can either write it this way, a1i plus a2j plus a3k cross the other vector. But then in this case what happens? The calculation would become very long. Okay, we would get an answer definitely, but then the calculation would be very long. So a simple method of finding a cross b when a and b are given in this way would be to solve them by the method of determinants. This is a more practical application. Okay, so we write I, j and k in this case. The first row of the determinant. The second row becomes a1, a2, a3. And the third row becomes b1, b2, b3. So in this way we find the answer for a cross b, and this answer comes out to be a vector in terms of I, j and k. Okay. Now actually this result is obtained, this particular result is obtained from here. Okay, there is a longer method of solving this. If you are interested in that, I can tell you that separately, not over here in this particular lecture, that is it. So as of now, we are going to keep in mind various properties of vectors. Namely, if the angle between the vectors is 0, means they are parallel to each other. Okay. Secondly, when a and b are given in terms of I, j, k, we have learned how to find out a cross b. We also learned a method for finding the magnitude of a cross b, etc. Okay, now we go on to sums and see what type of sums can we solve using all this data that we have learned just now. So in exercise 5.4, the first sum, if a bar is equal to 2i plus 3j minus k, b bar is equal to I minus 4j plus 2k, find a plus b cross a minus b. So in this case, as you know, first of all, we want to find out what is a plus b. Okay, what is the value of a bar plus b bar? So we add a bar and b bar. So we add 2i plus 3j minus k and I minus 4j plus 2k. And thus we are going to get 2i plus I gives us 3i. 3i minus 4j gives us minus j. And minus k plus 2k gives us k. Okay, this is a plus b. Also we find what is a minus b by subtracting them. So because we put a minus sign, all the signs change. So we get minus I plus 4j and minus 2k. Remember that? And then the answer is 2i minus I, that is I. 3j plus 4j gives us 7j. And minus k minus 2k gives us minus 3k. This way we get the value for a minus b also. Now we have to find the cross product of a plus b cross a minus b. And this is written this way by writing by finding the magnitude, by finding the determinant of this vector, both the vectors together. Okay, so we write here a1 b1 c1, which is actually in this case 3 minus 1 and 1, and the next third row we get 1 7 and minus 3. Thus we solve this. So we are going to get, remember the method for solving determinants. Okay, so in the first case we are going to get minus 1 plus 3 I bar, I cap, always a minus sign in the middle. Okay, 3, that is now solving this determinant, we are going to get minus 1 into minus 3 gives us 3, minus 7 into 1 gives us 7. So 3 minus 7 I cap. I don't have to tell you how to solve a determinant. In this case, in the second bracket is going to be minus 9 minus 1 j, always a minus sign in the middle, remember. And plus, the last one is always plus. It is going to be 21 plus 1 k. Okay, which upon solving will give us minus 4i plus 10j plus 22k. So thus we get our answer. Study the sum properly. It's quite easy actually. Now the next sum, second sum, find a unit vector perpendicular to the vectors j plus 2k and I plus j. Now suppose we write a bar as j plus 2k and b bar as I plus j. We have to find unit vectors. There are actually two unit vectors perpendicular to j, both these vectors which are there. How come two unit vectors are there? If you remember the vectors, suppose a bar and b bar are two vectors. This is just for your knowledge. You don't have to draw the diagram. Okay, then the unit vector perpendicular to a bar and b bar, depending upon what are a bar and b bar, may be either this way, okay, this side, or this way. So it can be plus or minus n cap, that is there. Okay, we've seen this already when we studied about in the theory part, that is there. Okay, so first of all, we first find what is a cross b. Okay, by writing the determinant. In this case, a bar is 0i, so 0 here, 1j and 2k, and b bar is 1i, 1j and 0k. Thus we are going to get 0 minus 2i minus 0 minus 2j plus 0 minus 1 k. Okay, so in this case, the answer comes out to be minus 2i plus 2j minus k. Okay, now again we also need mod a cross b. To find a unit vector, we need mod a cross b. So to find the magnitude of a cross b, we take the root as usual and the coefficients of I, j, k. So minus 2 square plus 2 square plus minus 1 square. which comes out as root of 9, which is 3. Now, unit vectors which are perpendicular to both A and B. Perpendicular to A and B. Okay, that is, it is perpendicular to A, it is along A cross B. Okay, so this is given as plus or minus A cross B upon mod A cross B. Okay, we know both the answers, the numerator also and the denominator also. The numerator is actually, it is minus 2i plus 2j minus k, and the denominator mod A cross B, we got it as 3. We can write it in a simpler manner, better manner by putting this way. This becomes a final answer, but then we can also modify this answer like this. Minus 2 upon 3i plus 2 upon 3j minus 1 upon 3k. So thus we find the unit vector which is perpendicular to unit vectors which are perpendicular to A bar and B bar. Okay. In the next sum, if A dot B is equal to root 3 and A cross B is equal to 2i plus j plus 2k, find the angle between A bar and B bar. Now let theta be the angle. Between A bar and B bar. Okay. Now A cross, what is A cross B then? Okay, A cross B is actually, they have given it to us, isn't it? 2i plus j plus 2k. So from this we can find what is mod A cross B. Okay, mod A cross B is root of 2 square plus 1 square plus 2 square, which is root of 9, which is 3. So mod A cross B is 3. Also, mod A cross B is given by this formula, that is mod A mod B into sine theta. And therefore we have mod A mod B sine theta, which is 3. Okay, we keep this in mind. Say suppose this is the first statement. They have also given us one more value. Now A dot B is equal to, in this case it is root 3. So A dot B is root 3, and therefore the formula for the dot product is mod A mod B cos theta, which is given as root 3. Say 2. Suppose we divide 1 and 2. Okay, suppose we divide 1 by 2. So therefore we have A mod B sine theta upon mod A mod B cos theta. Okay, which comes out to be 3 upon root 3. Okay, so these values get cancelled, and therefore we have sine upon cos, which is tan theta, and tan theta, by cancelling this also we get a root 3 over here. So tan theta is root 3, and therefore theta becomes 60 degree, because tan 60 is root 3, and therefore theta becomes 60 degree over here. Okay, so thus we get the angle between A bar and B bar. Now in the fourth question, if A bar is 2i plus j minus 2k and B bar is I minus 2j plus k, find a vector of magnitude phi perpendicular to both A bar and B bar. Now A bar and B bar are given to us. Let us find out first A bar cross B bar, which turns out to be this determinant. This way. Okay, and solving it, we are going to get okay, this is coming as this way. Now what about mod of A bar cross B bar? It is a root of minus phi square plus again minus phi square plus minus phi square. Okay, which is going to be root of 75 because 25 plus 25 plus 25, and upon solving it further, 75 is actually 25 into 3, okay, which is coming as 5 root 3. This is the magnitude of A bar cross B bar. Now unit vectors perpendicular to both A bar and B bar are given by the formula which we know by now. That is, it is A cross B upon mod A cross B. Okay, which is here in this case it is again plus or minus because we have two vectors. So plus or minus A cross B upon mod A cross B. In this case it is plus or minus minus phi I minus phi j minus phi k upon phi root 3. Now taking phi common outside and cancelling it, we get plus or minus. It can be minus I minus j minus k. You can write it this way, minus I minus j minus k upon root 3 because phi gets cancelled. Or you can remove the minus sign outside common. You are going to get plus or minus I plus j plus k upon root 3. Okay, this is a unit vector. These are unit vectors which are perpendicular to A and B. Now our vector has magnitude 5 units. So that means the required vector of magnitude 5 units is given by, now to the unit vector we just multiply with 5. Okay, so plus or minus 5 into I plus j plus k upon root 3. So this gives us the required vectors which are there. Okay. Now in the next sum, okay, as you can see the next sum contains two parts over here. Find, the first part is find u dot v if mod u is 2, mod v is 5 and mod of u cross v is 8. Okay, so suppose theta is the angle between u and v. So we'll say let theta be the angle between u and v. What have they given us? They have given us mod u cross v, which is 8. And therefore we have mod u mod v into sine theta, which comes out as 8. Now we also know the value for mod u and mod v, that is 2 into 5 sine theta, which is 8, or sine theta comes out as 8 upon 10, which is actually 4 upon 5. Now remember, in the case of a cross product, theta lies between 0 and 180. So 0 less than or equal to theta, which is less than or equal to pi in this case. Okay, because theta lies between 0 and 180. And therefore, from sine theta, if you want to find cos theta, then we have cos theta is equal to plus or minus root of 1 minus sine square theta from the identity that we have learnt in our lower classes. Okay, cos square theta is 1 minus sine square theta. So cos theta becomes plus or minus 1 minus root of 1 minus sine square theta, which is actually plus or minus root of 1 minus 4 upon 5 the whole square, which is root of cross multiplying etc. 25 minus 16 upon 25, which comes out as root of 9 upon 25. Everywhere there is a plus or minus sign, and therefore it is plus or minus 3 upon 5. So cos theta is plus or minus 3 upon 5. Now that we know cos theta, we can find out u dot v. So therefore u dot v, u bar dot v bar is equal to mod u dot mod v dot cos theta. Okay, this is the formula for the dot product, which is 2 into phi, because we know these values, into plus or minus 3 upon phi. So phi gets cancelled. So we get the answer as plus or minus 6 over here. So this becomes our answer for u dot v. Now, in the next part of the question, they have told us u cross v we have to find out. Okay, find u cross v. If mod u is 10, mod v is 2 and u dot v is 12. So, in this case, u dot v, we take the dot product because we cannot help it but take the dot product here. So, u dot v is 12 and therefore mod u, the formula for dot product, mod u mod v cos theta is equal to 12. Now, we know the value for mod u and mod v. So, 10 into 2 cos theta is equal to 12, or cos theta becomes 12 upon 10 into 2, and cancelling this etc. Cos theta becomes 3 upon 5. Now remember that for a dot product, the theta is the acute angle between the vectors. So in this case, theta lies between 0 and 90 degree. So 0 less than or equal to theta, which is less than or equal to pi by 2 in this case. Okay, remember, for a dot product, theta lies between 0 and 90 because it is an acute angle. And therefore, we have sin theta, acute angle for cos and sin, all the cos value for an acute angle, cos and sin values all are positive only. So in this case, sin theta becomes root of 1 minus cos square theta, which is the root of 1 minus 3 upon 5 the whole square. Okay, doing it further. So thus we get the answer for sin theta. Now also we have in this case mod u cross v. Okay, we have to find out this value only, mod u cross v, which is actually mod u, the formula, mod v into sin theta. So in this case we have mod u is 10 and mod v is 2 as they have given us, into sin theta is 4 upon 5. So in this way we get this way, that is the answer comes out to be 16 actually. Oh, I made a mistake over here. I should have written 2. Okay, so this answer comes out to be 16. So thus you get the answer for both the values which are there. So today we have completed 5 sums out of your exercise 5.4. Read the properties properly, go through the video thoroughly. Okay, make the properties first of all fixed in the mind, and then write these sums in your notebook. Compulsorily write these sums in your notebook so that you understand in a better manner. We'll meet in the next lecture and do the rest of the sums in the exercise. So keep practicing, stay safe, like and subscribe the channel if you can. Okay, we meet in the next lecture now. Bye students.